Shemai GTA chums, the Cayo Perico Races have been released in the latest DLC and they are fun. You want to crack on with them. Here I'm racing the brand new D-Class Droger, which is the top of the class for the kind of off-roads, but as you can see on the right hand side we've got the Camacho taking the lead, and he actually wins it. He won every race, so it's down to skill a little bit, but also the Camacho is competitive against it. And then you also have the Vagrant on the right hand side there, which is also competitive. You could that guy won in the Vagrant as well, but this guy won't because he's not as good. Anyway, this video is all about just summarising what these races are about and whether they're worthwhile doing, and just show you some of the ins and outs of them. But this is the standard vehicle to choose, and if you do 10 races you'll get the discount, and it'll be only 1.4 million. So get doing the races before you buy the Droger, because the races are fun, but as you can tell you can get stuck anywhere in this Cayo Perico kind of race track, and it can go a little bit crazy, and you get usual bumps. And speaking of bumping, you know, here we are, a bit of bump play, and look how it can go. You know, you do get that kind of thing happening, and it can go even worse than that. You know, people bumping you. Tuners class races. Speaking of other bumps, this is a fast car. The but look at that. Yes, the RS Classic Custom is excellent, but it can screw up there. But generally it's an excellent car if you're doing tuners class, because you can select the classes in the races. So if you're leading, then select the class that you favour. I don't know what that turn is all about. I should have handbraked that one. But luckily we're on our way back, and this kind of thing does happen with this hairpin one on this track. Yes, there we go. That happens. We also have boat races. This is the jet ski one, and I didn't really get along with the jet skis, but I'm just not a big fan of boats unless it's a Cayo Perico boat. And as you'll see here, we're all close right at the start in this, much like the motorbike race. And you come up to this jump here on the coming into the right, and dead ahead we take the jump, and this happens. Bump. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was a plan of it, but there are a few gimmicks there. Supers class was excellent, so racing on Cayo Perico with Supers class was surprisingly good, mainly because I chose the Ignis, which has a hell of a lot of grip, is 4-wheel drive, and I reckon that'll beat the Krieger in most scenarios. I've not even got off-road tyres on. Put some off-road tyres on and you're golden in the Ignis. And for most of this race I was leading, but I think someone nipped me to the end. Maybe I cocked up or something like that. But the Ignis is the champion of that, pretty much, for sure. But it's fun. At the end of the day, I've had a lot of fun doing these. It's double money this week as well, so I made about 170 grand over an hour with a mixture of results, you know, from second, third, fifth, fourth place, all sorts of nonsense. Don't think I got first though. No, I'd have remembered that. With the bikes, now the BF400 was the quickest in the game with regards to off-road races, but with the Droger in now, I think it's so quick, the Droger, that I think you're going to struggle, because you're going to find places to really pull a wheelie few and far between. So for that reason you don't have a massive advantage in the BF400. I wouldn't choose this to race in. People knock you off as well, unless you've got no hit on, then you're gonna really struggle. And as you can tell there, I just went into the trees. What the hell am I doing there? I was doing excellent up until that point. But yeah, the bikes are fun. They're well worth doing in the BF400. It's cheap, so just buy that and race that one for sure. Soup it up. Yeah, you can use your personal vehicles as well as the standard vehicles, so it gives you a chance to race the D-Class Droger as a standard vehicle. But yeah, why do you want to do that when you want to race your customised vehicles for your advantage? Now here is the sedan class. I chose this on purpose because I know hardly anyone will have the Cinque Miglia, and nobody had one. So for once I finally got to use my Cinque Miglia, and it's excellent in sedan class, and you can lead just about all the time. This corner's a nightmare, but I'd learned how to do it by then. In front is the tuners class one. It's the Audi A4. Can't remember the name of it, but that is also excellent. I've always thought that was a good sedan class car, and it really is. And we were 1-for-1 on this throughout, and I nearly beat him, but he just beat me at the end because I basically cocked up. We also have some flying races. I did some of them, one of them actually, and I found those were quite easy. You don't have the hit as collision as well, so for that reason the flying races might be for you. They're pretty easy, the flying races, but it was very close. It was very difficult to overtake in that because you don't smash into each other like with the driving. So I thought the driving was more fun. The flying I found a bit boring because there wasn't enough bumping. So overall, as a set of races, I think they are good, but there is the weaknesses of Cayo Perico, which I've got through to now. So when you hit a bush, it stops you. So yes, there's a pole, for example. You hit that, you expect to stop. I've not got a video of me hitting a bush, but I have hit a bush. Just not many of them because they stop you as well. And some of the kind of jumps that that you don't expect to occur, like at the end earlier, are also tricky. The other thing with that, as you can tell there, with that Vagrant, it gets underneath you. So if you're in a Vagrant, you can get underneath the Druga as a way to bugger them over. It's not all about the Druga with its extra weight smashing you out of the way. So yeah, the Druga is probably the new D-Class Druga is my favourite in the off-road vehicles in this. So I'd recommend you purchasing that if you're going to do a lot of these races. They do make decent enough money, but it's no Cayo Perico, is it? It's a Cayo Perico race, well worth doing. Get amongst them and race it, especially while it's double money and people are racing it. So anyway, I hope that's helped you. Do drop a like and a subscribe if it has helped you, and give me your comments on what you thought of these races so far. I think they're fun and excellent and well worth doing, but what do you think about them? Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day if you are playing Das GTA.